please help me welcome Mr. Bill Stone.
Wow, I'm so impressed you all came out to see me tonight. Man, this is awesome. I've not had this many people to speak to in a long time, if ever. This is really a great event. I know you graduates are excited. I'm excited for you. What an awesome feat you have accomplished, and I'm excited for where this opportunity will take you next. I want to say, first of all, in addition to congratulating the graduates, I want to say thank you to the staff, our administration here, you parents and you relatives and all of you friends. You play a huge part in the success of these individuals that are sitting right here. So let's give them an applause for just a minute, okay? Let's recognize them. So you graduates, now what? Now what? I'd like to share just a few stories with you. A business manager was going on an extended trip, and so she called 3 of her employees together and delegated some responsibilities. To one, she gave $5,000. To the next, she gave $2,000. And to the third, she gave $1,000 based on what she felt their abilities were. And then she left. Right away, that first employee, she went right to work. She took a risk, and she went out and doubled the investment from her manager. The second employee also doubled the investment that he was given by getting outside of his comfort zone and doing something he possibly hadn't done before. But the third employee, who had the $1,000, he was timid and he was afraid of his manager. So he dug a hole and carefully buried the money for safekeeping. Now hold on to that thought for just a minute. We're not all given the same amount of resources. We're not all given the same amount of time. We're not all given the same abilities and talent. And we're certainly not all given the same amount of treasure. Whether we're talking about any of these, we all have different amounts that we're responsible for and how we use them. I believe God has created us uniquely different with special and specific abilities that only He can determine for us, and it's up to us to decide what we're going to do with it. While it may not seem fair and it may be outside of our control, what is important is how we respond and take action on what we have been given. Now let me change gears for just a few minutes and tell you the story about how our family business, SMI, has been blessed with success. This coming November 2017 will mark our 46 years in business. My mom and dad are Bob and Tish Stone. They were raised in Atlanta, South Atlanta, around Hateville. But we moved to Carrollton when he had an opportunity to come here and teach at the University of West Georgia. While he was teaching at West Georgia, there were 5 of us kids when we moved to Carrollton in 1968. And one more was on the way soon after. So I'm one of 6 kids, 3 boys and 3 girls. So when he came to West Georgia, he saw an opportunity to work with the college and try to find a computer system to help the college. In doing so, he wanted to help out the college and let them do other work outside of the college, but at that time the Board of Regents would not allow it. And so he decided to find 7 other local businessmen to help him start this company. So in 1971, he started Systems and Methods Incorporated, SMI, and he started it out to be a service bureau to do data processing, taking care of receipts and billings and maybe payroll for companies. But it didn't go so well. Like today, many people don't want to give away their data and have somebody else own that and deal with it. So many attempts to provide different types of processing and services to different sectors of business seemed to be a good business plan, but the growth opportunities failed. Many of the silent partners were ready to throw in the towel, file bankruptcy, turn all the equipment back over to the bank and let them deal with it. But by this time, Mom and Dad were in survival mode. They knew they had to do something. They had 5 mouths to feed. 6 to be coming soon. So they knew it would be difficult, especially on his brand new income as a young professor at college. There's no pun intended for all of you professors. Oh, that, don't get me wrong, but when you're first getting started, it's very difficult. Success for SMI did not come in the way of smart and intelligent business plans. It came through relationships of helping others and helping others accomplish their task or fix a problem. So let me tell you what happened. The real story behind SMI and what brought us success. There was a local county Department of Family and Children's Services director in Carroll County who had a problem. Her employees could not get done all the work that they needed to get done in order to go through the roles of food stamp benefits for the residents in Carroll County. The state made it difficult. I won't say the state made it difficult, but with the systems that they had and the reporting information they had, made it very difficult for them to get through with their job. So she had a real good idea, but she needed a computer guru to step in and help figure out the solution for her. Together they worked out a solution, and the first month they implemented this new process, all the workers were able to get through all the roles and get their work done before the end of the month, and that was not happening. Well, guess what? It didn't take long for other counties around Carroll to figure out that something's going on in Carroll County. They're getting their work done, and we're not. Well, as it turns out, Dad felt really bad about charging money to the welfare department. He didn't feel like that was appropriate. And so he thought, well, I'll just give this away. I'll give this service away. And so he gave it away for free, didn't charge a thing. But after the third county and the fourth county and the fifth county and so on started calling him and asking if he would do the same thing for their county, he thought, wait a minute, I can't just give away the whole company. I can't give away everything. So he put a model together to try to break even after 10 counties. And after he broke even with 10 counties by paying the labor and paying the supplies that he used, and then the 20th county came on and the 30th county came on, he finally decided, well, maybe it is okay to make a profit off the government if you're providing a service and giving them something more than what they can provide for themselves. So the company's mission is going the extra mile with a passion to serve. And I want you to understand what going the extra mile means. For us, going the extra mile is by doing more than what others expect. My favorite part of that SMI story and how its success was not experienced until Dad figured out a way to give it away. Okay? Give it away. All of a sudden, the tables turned, and all of a sudden, we experienced success. Today, all of our business lines, we have 3 business lines that bring in revenue to the company, and all 3 business lines are a result of the relationship that was built that first day when we gave away business at the local DFAC's office in Carroll County, Georgia. So today, these 3 business lines, we have a governmental services unit that still serves all 159 counties here in the state of Georgia. It's a fund accounting system, and we help them keep track of their cases. That opened the door to another opportunity to process child support payments. That is our second division. We process child support payments. Now in 15 states to over 5 million families and over $1 billion every month we're responsible for. That's huge responsibility. But there's 600 of us that get the job done working together. The underlying lesson in the story of SMI is that success can be the result of dedication, of going the extra mile, and discovering your talents. But it comes much easier when we think more of others than we do of ourselves. The Stone family and the entire SMI team have truly been blessed with opportunities to have passion in serving families all across our great nation. Now let's return to that first story for a second. After a long absence, remember the story? The manager left, and she left $5,000 and $2,000 and $1,000 to each one of her team members. So she came back to settle up with her employees. The one that was given $5,000 showed her how she had doubled the investment. She made $10,000 from that $5,000. And her manager commended her. Good work. You did your job well. From now on, be my partner, not my employee. The one with $2,000 showed how he had also doubled his investment. And the manager commended him and said, good work. You did your job well. From now on, come and be my partner. The one that was given the $1,000 said, hey boss, I know you have high standards and you hate careless ways, that you demand the best and make no allowances for error. I was afraid of what I might disappoint you. So I found a good little hiding place, and I secured that money right over here, and here it is, safe and sound down to the last penny. What do you think that manager said? She was furious. That's a terrible way to live. It's criminal to live so cautiously like that. If you knew I was after the best, why did you only do less than the least? The least you could have done is put that money and invest it with a banker, and I could have at least drawn interest off of it. The manager continued. Take that $1,000 and give it to the one who risked the most, and get rid of this play it safe employee who won't go out on a limb. He's fired. There's one more short story I'd love to share with you, but I don't have time. But it's a personal story about the most significant event in my life that changed my outlook, my perception and approach on how I deal with people and how I deal with life in general. I'm out of time, so I'm not going to be able to share that, but we'll have to save that for another day. If you want to know that information, I'll see you out in the hall afterwards. You can come ask me about it. I know that the only thing between you and your diploma is me finishing this up. So let me ask you just a couple of questions here. Now you all have earned a new talent. You've earned a new skill, and you must decide what to do with what you've been given. I challenge you to be a risk taker. I challenge you to have dreams and passion for what you do. Take your talent and ability to serve others first instead of yourself. Be selfless. Being selfless does not mean thinking less of yourself. It simply means thinking of yourself less than you do of others. Can we repeat that? Being selfless does not mean thinking less of yourself. It simply means thinking of yourself less than you think of others. Congratulations to you graduates. Good work. You did your job well.